Hi, I'm Nancy, the Kentucky Garden Gal. I'm coming to you from South Central Kentucky. We are a Zone 7. I live in an 1880 Vote Victorian where I have been gardening for the last 27 years. My grandmother taught me the love of gardening. It's my passion and I want to share that with you. I have my small city lot absolutely packed full. Backyard chickens, trees, shrubs, perennials, a koi pond, even a secret garden. So let's get started on this week's vlog.
Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's vlog. I'm Nancy, the Kentucky Garden Gal, and this week I'm taking you along as I rehome my Silkies. And they're actually going to a familiar place, the Logans that we visited that have the beautiful raised beds and who do vertical gardening. They also are chicken keepers, and these Silkies were purchased the same time that their Silkies were, and just like in my situation, their birds, their other chickens didn't accept the Silkies. So the solution we thought is to build a separate coop just for Silkies, and the Logans are going to take my Silkies and their Silkies, and they're gonna raise little Silkies. So let's go to the Logans. Since we were here, the Logans have been awarded the July Yard of the Month by our garden club. And once you see their chicken coop and their fairy garden, you will understand why they were given this award. It's just beautiful.
Action.
Right on cue. So here we are with Junior and Sheila Logan, and you all remember them from the beautiful raised beds. This will be the Silkies' new chicken coop and run. And as you can see, we hear you. As you can see, Junior is in the process of putting a roof on the run, and he will actually have a separate coop for the Silkies.
Right.
Okay, so let's just start with the basics. When did you all get your chicken coop?
We got it in January
of this year.
Was there anything special about it?
It was repossessed.
Yeah, you get a repossessed chicken coop.
We went shopping for a small coop. I think what we looked at was maybe 4 by 6.
Too little.
And it was really small, and we kind of went, nah, and got ready to drive off, and the guy says, well, wait. He says, if you're looking for something larger, he says, we've got one in the back that's been repossessed. And I kind of laughed, and I said, what did you do with the chickens that was in the coop? He said, we turned them loose. And then they hauled this 8 by 10 coop and the run back to their lot, and it was sitting on their lot back in the back, and it was the same price as
The
little bitty one that we had originally looked at. So that was basically a no-brainer for us, because it had the roofs in it as well as a good-looking floor. It had 10 nesting boxes on it, and we knew we were going to have all of those things. So we got the repossessed coop, and they delivered it, set it up for us.
So here we are. We've redone quite a bit of it.
So has Junior been able to contain himself as far as buying chickens?
No.
So what happened, Sheila?
Chicken math doesn't work at this house.
Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Let's see where he's going. we are back to 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are back to 30 chickens.
So do you want to tell them about the Silky Koshin mix?
Oh, that was completely chicken drama. I went and bought more Silkies because I really like the Silkies. And they didn't tell me they were mixed with Cochins. So that made them giant,
big
chickens. I mean, they were black skinned, 5-toed, but they were very aggressive towards the regular
Silkies and the other chickens.
And that wasn't going to work. So we had to rehome those.
So you rehomed the white ones this week, and now you've taken in the orphan Silkies from my house.
Right.
Well, let's get these Silkies in the coop and get them released.
All right. We will open up here and see if we can keep the other chickens in. Are you coming in there?
Come on, Nancy.
No, go ahead.
Go on.
All right, girls. You got new roommates.
And as you can see, Junior has a separate run with the double Dutch door for the Silkies.
Ready? All right. Welcome home. Say welcome home. Say come on out. Say come on out. We gonna come out and see your new home?
You might have to tip the back up just a little bit. Encourage them.
Encourage them to come out. Come on.
There they are.
Come on. There's the first one. Oh, no. This side is you going back. Well, am I going to dump you? Come on. Come on. We're not going to do you like that. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. There we go, babies. One more. Come on. One more. Come on. Come on. There we go.
There they
you got
are.
The new home. Now look how pretty y'all are. Looks just like Claire's.
So the
Now look who come to check them out. Look at
there's.
Claire's has come to see them.
I wonder how he's going to get along with that other
Eugene.
rooster. Oh goodness.
Come on, Claire, you'll see your roomies.
So Junior, I've got the camera over here on the door. Do you want to tell us about how your door works?
That is the automatic door that lets them out in the morning, and it's on a photo cell. So when it gets enough sunlight in the mornings, it automatically opens up. And the same way in the afternoons, when it starts getting dark, it'll start coming down, and they know to go in. It's just in their nature when to come out and when to go up. So it saves us from having to be here.
And then you built the roost there that they're going.
Yeah, they got the roost. They want to be as high as they can get, so you can see how well that works.
And then you also have a chicken merry-go-round.
Got a chicken merry-go-round, and the little pink swimming pool is a dusting bath. So they enjoy that. So chickens are really curious. Anything new, they come to see. And you can see as the girls is up here looking, they want to see the new babies. They're really curious.
And what is this right here?
That is called a party block.
It's a party block.
And it's something for them to peck at, scratch out, just to keep from the coop boredom. It just gives them something to do.
And then usually he has, they're pecking me on the legs. He usually has,
That's Clarence.
has cabbage here. And then let's see. Now you be nice. You be nice. We've got water. We've got the water, several waters. And we'll have Junior go around the coop and explain how he's done everything. But you want to show us your double Dutch door there,
Yeah,
Junior?
we have two doors, so you can, if you wanted to just throw in some scraps for them, all you have to do is open the top, and that way nothing gets out from the bottom. And then if you need to go in, and you do have the releases on the inside, so you're not trapped in. And it just makes it so much easier to
Well,
come in and out.
Junior is the father of inventions, and he has taken this chicken coop to the next level.
next
So
level.
he'll give us a tour and we can see everything. Sheila's going to talk just a little bit about the different chicken breeds that they have.
We have the little white ones with the black trim. They're called Canadian Wyandottes. Alright, don't be pecking me on the toes. They have, they lay a cream colored to a white egg, and they're not as prolific egg layers as the barred rocks that we have are black and white. And we have Isa Browns, which is the brown chicken. They are both prolific egg layers. They will lay 280 to 300 eggs a piece every year for about 3 years.
Wow.
And then we have 3 Easter egger chickens, and they're rainbow Easter eggers, so they lay colored eggs. We have one that lays green eggs, we have one that lays blue, and I have another one that lays pink. So come Easter, we're going to have some Easter eggs without having to use the dye. But they're all laying right now. And right now, they're beginning to lay, I should say. They've been laying since about mid-May, and we've been getting a little more than a dozen eggs a day. So, yes, I know. And to properly integrate a full-grown chicken into your flock, you need to separate them out for a few days to make sure they're healthy before you introduce an illness or a disease or something into the flock. So it's important to separate them, whether you use a dog crate or whatever. They're curious enough, they're going to sit or stand and stare and see what's new in their coop and run. So that makes it easy.
It's a hot day here in South Central Kentucky, and you can see that the chickens are back there, and they like to kind of dig down and make a little hole in the straw and in the dirt, and that's how they do a dirt bath and then or a dust bath, and they're also cooling themselves off. And Junior and Sheila have come up with all wonderful ways of keeping the water cool. They have ice packs that they put in the water, but first Junior is going to bring in, you got the ice packs for the water.
You got them a little treat.
And he's going to show us how he puts the cabbage on for them.
Turn it back towards me. There you go, now lift straight up. Hold this. Here we go.
Right.
Still doesn't lock. It's sucking. Alright. And then put that big one in. This is how you get the water to stay a little cooler for them on hot days. Just put an ice pack in, and that water will stay that away for 3 or 4 hours. And same way with the other ones. Hold that now, fix this. Hi girls, want some cold water? Whoa, that ain't gonna work. Well, I capping it off first. Yeah, easy. It's not gonna work without capping it off. Let's try that. And a retake. All right.
Here, you want
Yeah,
this
I
one?
got you can wad these up in the freezer and you can get them to go in. Unless that was a little smaller. Okay. And that way you can drop them in and keep your water cool.
And we should also point out that the chickens actually will tolerate cold better than they can tolerate heat.
Right. And this is a treat that they enjoy. These chickens love cabbage. So we've got a little contraption here to hang cabbage. And I'm hoping they don't attack me here. Hi, girls. Yep, I knowed you would. Here you go, girls. So they love cabbage. In about 2 hours, it's gone.
Where did you get your
My youngest
cabbage?
daughter bought this for me for Christmas, and they come from Amazon. And it just works. You see how they all flock to the cabbage.
Oh, they love
And
the
on the
cabbage.
hot days, we try to go ahead and refrigerate the cabbage to get them colder. So it's just a good, cool treat for them.
Well, while we have them occupied, let's slip out and go around the coop and you can show us all of the features. So here's the original coop, and then the original run, and Sheila and Junior have just got it decorated to the hilt.
That's Junior.
With flowers and wreaths and signage and all things chicken.
All things chicken. And then we fix this so it makes it a little hands-free, and that way you can gather your eggs. And we keep the fake eggs in to keep them from pecking. So we have 10 nesting boxes. And like all of them, they only use about 4. So it's they've got plenty of room. So you get to come and find your eggs every morning. You wait for that egg song. That's what's always fun to hear them. To know that you got a surprise. And this is easy when you get your eggs gathered. Trip it. Now we do this to keep the raccoons and stuff out because they can't operate the carabiner locks. They cannot do both. They can turn this, but they can't squeeze and turn.
Great idea.
It just makes it
Predator proof.
predator proof.
And when you get the other door closed, we'll talk about how you did your wire, how you changed out your wire.
The original run had this big 1 by 1 inch square wire all the way around.
Which is this right here.
Yeah, that's what I had left over.
Okay.
But we had taken all this wire that was left and buried it underground. It's all fastened to the bottom of the run and buried under. So if something was to come and dig, that's the first thing you're going to run into is a wire. So that usually that stops. And we redone the windows the same way so they can't get in. If they got past the screen, that's as far as they can go because there's more wire on the other side. But everything we think is predator proof to protect the chickens. And that's, as chicken owners, that's what our responsibility is to try to take care of the flock.
Exactly. Exactly.
We've got a cornfield that's the corn is just about ready to begin coming in, and the raccoons usually come. We had
Several
raccoons. It's been a couple of years since they grew corn in the field behind us, but they had raccoons that would climb in the top of the willow tree and pull the stalk and all up there, and they would shred everything and throw it down what they wasn't going to eat, and they would eat the corn.
So we know we're going to have raccoons, so we try to do everything possible, like I say, to protect these girls from getting killed. And that's what raccoons do. They kill for fun.
Do you want to take us and show us inside the
We'll do that.
coop now?
So we've got an entrance door here. Like I say, it will lock. It's got a lock here too, so it's doubled. So we do it, like I say, for protection. We also have, we have lights. So if you have to come out at night, we have video cameras that's up in both ends to watch them. I just put a fan in so it's been so hot. So they have windows on both sides, so they've always got a nice little draft to keep everything. They got food and water in here if they need it. They've got plenty of roosting bars, so they've got everything they could possibly need. If it was to get cold, I've got heat lamps that I put up that are on remote that I can turn on and off without having to come in. So they got all the comforts of home.
Well, I think this is the Taj Mahal of chicken coops.
Clarence is going to put on a show. Oh yeah, you're going to put on the show.
Uh-oh.
And he's not big enough.
Hello. Hello.
You nosy thing. Come here. Come here.
They are extremely curious and nosy. You're exactly right.
Come here. You want to eat? Come on. I know you like it. Come on. There you go. There you go. Come on. Yes, you like it. Come on. Here comes Nugget. Nugget's pretty friendly. Nugget's an Easter egger. Thought that was Becky, but it's not. We've got some of them named and we're still learning them. Come on. I know you want it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You want some loving? Come here. You want some loving? This one wants some loving. Come here. Come here. I hear them chattering.
They are such sweet, sweet chickens. But you know, I have a feeling that the folks watching this might be interested in what's behind us.
What is behind us?
What is behind us, Junior?
What is behind us?
Well, this way. Over here.
Oh no.
Over here.
My other passion. It is a huge fairy garden.
Let's go take a look.
Let's go take a look. All right. Nancy pointed out I have a huge fairy garden. So this is the entrance to it, and it is Fairy's meeting place, and it's nightly gatherings after dark. So it's just something to have a little fun. So we'll come on in. We'll show you around. We have a lot of just whimsical houses, a lot of hostas. We have a lot of different kinds of plants that we try to hide stuff in. Like I say, it's just something for me to aggravate my 2 girls and grandkids. So it's just a hobby of mine. So we'll walk around. There's a path all the way around. This is a great big water maple, and it just gives the perfect shade for this area with the plants that we have. We're getting escorted by Banks and Salem, as you see.
Cats like fairy gardens too.
They have fairy gardens. But as you see, there's all kinds of different plants.
This looks like something that you made, Junior,
Yes,
a little whimsy.
It's one of the garden totems that they make in the garden clubs. So I have to have fun. Yeah, here's another one. So we try to make stuff that's whimsical.
So what kind of, if somebody's interested in this, what kind of glue do you use to hold these pieces together?
I use the E6000, and you can find it either in black or clear. And I try to use the clear because it's all weather. They can stay out all weather. But all this we put up, and when it gets cold weather, it all goes into storage. Then I have to bring it back out in spring. So it's a labor of love to have to fool with all this. But the kids that come by, they really enjoy it, and I give them fairy wings to have a good adventure. You know, to make them feel like they're little fairies too.
Oh, I see the Smurfs.
These Smurfs, they come to visit.
Oh yeah, look at that.
They come to visit. But we have.
Oh, look at everything.
We have fairies in the windows. We have little doors. So we're trying to make this tree of their home, but they have homes sitting around.
And I see lights. So is everything lit up at night?
Everything is lit up at night. So it just makes it more magical when the lightning bugs are coming up. We've had some little girls that think they were fairies flying around, so that was fun.
Now what is this here, Junior?
This is my fairy condominium.
A condominium for fairies.
A condominium for fairies.
I've seen everything now.
You know, like I say, we picked this little screen up that you would see on in decoration in houses, and I think I picked it up for $5. And all the little houses come from the Dollar Tree. So you can have fun and not spend a lot.
That's exactly right.
So anybody can do this.
And here is another
little teapot.
Garden totem. And it looks like you have some scary haunted woods over here.
Well, every little place has got to have a haunted woods. So we done a haunted woods for the Fairie Garden. So it's just something we just thought we'd have fun with.
And then coming around, there's a really unusual water feature in this fairy garden.
We have a pondless waterfall. So I love the sound of water. So we had to add this in the fairy garden. Just like I say, it's just so relaxing. I like coming down here and sitting and listening to the water. And as you can see, I'm working on a bottle tree. So I like spending time down here. And the water, like I say, it just makes it peaceful. The birds come in, I get to see all kinds of birds. The butterflies are using it. So it's just a neat little place to sit and kind of cool off in the afternoons because we always have a breeze. It's just a labor of love.
Well, it sure is beautiful, and I sure do appreciate you sharing it with us.
Well, thank you very much. I always have a pleasure showing it off.
And I also appreciate you taking in the Silkies. They're going to have a very good home.
We finally got the brothers and sisters back together.
Oh, that's something that we need to mention. These, the Silkies came from the same place at the same time. Junior, he bought 8. He gave me 4 and himself 4, and one of his passed away.
Well, mine passed away. Didn't make it when he was little. And so Nancy has had the brothers and sisters.
That's right. So they're all together.
So now they're having a family reunion. So it's all good.
That's right. Well, thanks again for showing us everything.
Thank you.
We thought we were finished looking at chickens, but then Junior brought these little babies out. What are these, Junior?
We have silver lace Polish. And they have the long feathers on their head. They're just adorable. Like I say, my wife is about to kill me over this chicken math. we don't tell her how many we have.
Are you allowed to go to Tractor Supply by yourself anymore?
I have to have a keeper if I go back to Tractor Supply. The grandson has been instructed if I leave the house, he has to go with me.
And I'll put a picture up on the screen that'll show everybody what they look like when they're grown.
But they are hilarious. The kids have already started picking out names, and they want to use Disney characters. So as you see the adult birds, what they look like, you will see why that will fit.
Hey everyone, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope that you've enjoyed the new home that my Silkies have had. I think they're going to have a wonderful home. And I also wanted to let you know I spoke with Junior after we did the video, and in the description I'm going to be putting all the links that where he purchased things from Amazon. So if you're interested, we'll have more information about his coop. And like I said, we appreciate you being here. And can you tell everybody bye, Cameron? We'll see you next week.